So today we're going to be taking a look at Genu. It's a black and white omnibus, totally in kind of this manga slash indie kind of feel fused into one that I have to say took me a little bit by surprise, because I say most of you guys who've been watching my channel for a while know I'm not the biggest sci-fi fan, besides maybe like Saga or something like that. It's not my go-to genre. So when I was approached to check this out, I was a little apprehensive because I was like, well, this isn't really for me, and I don't like, giving a bad review on something I don't like, but I will. If I'm given something in terms of, reviewing it honestly, whether it's video games or books or comics, I'm going to give my honest opinion. So saying that, when I opened this up, I was a little like, uh-oh. So without giving too many spoilers, I got like huge Ender's Games vibes reading this in the opening. So basically it just opens with a bunch of kids doing their daily routine in space, and they're different, they're modified, or I won't get into what they are. They're different than us, but they're still human. And so this world we're thrust into feels like the future, but not all the way out of place that everybody looks totally different. They look like regular kids. And then something horrible happens, an event on a spaceship, and it's terrible, and lots of death, and then we are transported back to, I guess what you could say, Earth by some type of goddess. And then his story just kind of evolves into something I really wasn't expecting, kind of this political but slash action adventure in ways slash sci-fi, and it just combines it all into a very fast-paced story. I think that's the best part about this book, and the one thing I didn't realize I would be getting into is that I was engaged with the main character Seven and his companions as they're trying to survive after learning the truth about what's happening. And what really helps this book, in my opinion, is the art. I really was not expecting to enjoy the art as much as I did, because sometimes when you take influences from different cultures, like, Japan's very much manga, it could feel offbeat or not well done. But here it kind of mixes a little bit of manga influence with the black and white feel, but it definitely feels Western at the same time, and fusing them in a way that I really wasn't expecting to enjoy as much. I think some of the death scenes in here are brutal, and they're not like overly done. It's not super gory, but when someone dies, it is pretty brutal. To really sum up why this book kind of worked for me, I feel it's very character driven. So you have this heavy philosophy style sci-fi story, but it doesn't just solely focus on that. You feel for these characters, and that to me is what made me enjoy this way more than I ever thought I would. So saying that, I think the ending is pretty good. I think the overall plotting is pretty good. I think it's a little wordy at points and a little heavy on the lore without needing to be that much involved in the other stuff, the political part of it. I feel like they touch on it, like a little bit of the TV ads and stuff, and how the people, betray or go crazy in crowds. I like that, but it wasn't enough. But I think the main characters and their motivation and their goals and everything, that worked really well. Mixed with the great art, I really enjoyed this style of the black and white. I think it really fit it. Yeah, this was a nice surprise. For someone who's not into sci-fi, I would give this probably about a 3.5 out of 5. I might even bump it up to a 4 for the art alone. So yeah, this was a very nice surprise. You can actually go just pick this up right on Amazon. It's that easy. They'll ship it to your house in 2 days. Thank you, Prime. But I really just enjoyed this book. A solid sci-fi story that I did not expect to like, or like as much as I did, which is always a nice surprise. I hope you guys check it out. I always love to support indie work, because those, I think, come from a lot of heart and passion to these stories, and this one is no exception. So 3.5 out of 5 for me. I'll bump it up to a 4 if we're doing 1 to 4 without the dot. But yeah, it's one of those stories you really should check out.